Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miska Dover, author and relationship coach. And if you are in need of relationship coaching, whether that be by yourself, about dating, about platonic relationships in your life, romantic relationships in your life, hit up the website and book your girl. Okay, I am here for you. I am serving the people. And so again, check out the website. It's in the description bar below. You can book me, you can buy my book, Confessions of a Serial Dater. You can keep up with all things Miska there. And so today we are going to be talking about standing on business while dating. Oh, and I had to let out that deep sigh because, child, it's kind of hard to stand on business while you are dating, and it's something that I struggled with from time to time when I was dating because I was so, in such a tender place, child. I was in such a vulnerable place in which you should not be dating if you are in that type of place, that desperate place that you just like in so much need of another person. You don't want to be dating out of that space. You want to date from a healed space, okay? Where you know that this is something that you desire. However, you're not hard up for it, okay? Because our actions will show that we are hard up. How we carry ourselves, how we communicate, how we respond to different things, that all shows up in some kind of way. You could think you have control over it and you like putting your best foot forward, but whole time the other person can tell that you're desperate and that you like, you need this. So yeah, you want to stand on business while dating. Don't be dating while you toe up, okay? Be healed, be whole. Yeah. And so I think it's important to like, and I'm saying stand on business because I'm being funny, but the real thing is like, say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't be out here saying one thing and then doing another, because it can put you in a world of trouble. You can be in a world of trouble when you do things like that. Our word is all we have, and so if you saying one thing and doing another, that could let a person know that you're not for real, that you're not really meaning what you say, that you're trying to play hard to get, or whatever they want to sum it up to in their mind. They have free will to do so because you're out here not keeping up, whatever it is that you said that you were about. And, it's kind of hard because, we do have that, the lust of the flesh, or the, what is it? Lust of the eye, the something of the flesh, child. Lust of the flesh, I think. Because when we do get in those sticky situations, the body wants what it wants, but we have to get ourselves in check. We have to have discipline. We have to, we gotta have discipline. At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to: discipline and self-control. Fruit of the spirit. What are you just falling into? Every little feeling that rises up on the inside of you, are you giving way to it, or are you checking it at the door? Which one? What are we doing? Because we gotta know, as children of God, like, that's not a healthy way to be. We can't just be giving our flesh whatever it wants. You do with your free will what you will. But as for me and mine, I gotta stay on my square. And by staying on and I have to stay on my square by being watchful and not just giving in to whatever my body tells me that it wants. I tell my body what to do. Even though it may tell me what it wants, I'm going to tell my body what to do. And that's what you got to do when you're dating, okay? So yeah, like I said earlier, all we have is our word. And I can remember, like, when I was dating, oh my goodness, I was like, yeah, I don't believe in sex until marriage or whatnot. However, I was over this. However, I was over this, and ain't nothing funny about this. I'm just silly. But I was over this man's house at the wee hours of the night watching movies in the dark. And to me, then that was something innocent. That's something like, okay, I'm grown. I'm in my little 20s or whatever. And this is stuff that regular people in their 20s do. However, to him, I can't assume what he is thinking in his mind. For me, my intentions were pure. Like, it was just, I was in the space where I would want company, this guy's company or whatnot. But it's just so much that can be interpreted from little simple choices like that we make. And by making the choice to be at this man's house at night, in the dark, in his bed, watching a movie, like too close for comfort for somebody who's talking about they don't want to too close for comfort for somebody that's talking about they don't want to have sex until marriage. Sister girl, why are you here? What are you doing here? And so, like I said, to somebody else, for me, that it made sense then. Now, I know I was tripping. But then it made sense because I meant what I said. Like, I meant everything, but there were contradicting actions that I did, also, did, that kind of could have somebody question what I said. And which, which also happened because, yeah, like me putting myself in that place made him comfortable enough to ask me to get on. I don't know how much, but it made him comfortable enough to ask me to take it a step further. And I'm just going to let, whatever. I don't even know if I said it in my book, but yeah, like he was comfortable enough to ask me to take me being in his bed watching this movie a step further because I was simply there. Like, I was in his space. I was real close. How you cuddle in the bed, spooning. And when he asked me that, I'm like, whoa, like what's going on? Like, hold on, mamas, that's too fast. Like, what's going on? And why are you asking me that when I have already told you what I'm about? But girl, you in here spooning with this man. And yeah, you're not meaning what you say and saying what you mean. Even though I'm not offering sex on a platter, however, I am opening the door. I cracked open the door. And he was peeping through there. Like, what's up? And by cracking open the door, I'm talking about, what does cuddling lead to late at night? It can lead to sex. And so that's what I mean by cracking the door. Nothing else. But yeah, we have to say what we mean what we say, and not contradict ourselves. Like I said, my intentions were pure, but we gotta assume that. Not we have to assume, because people don't. People are not. He was not a mind reader. He doesn't know, what I'm thinking or what my intent was in being there. He can only go off of his experiences, his background, when he was cuddled up with somebody else in the bed like that, what that led to. That's all he has to go off of. He doesn't know my background of me being 15 when I said I wasn't going to have sex anymore, or me continuing to be a virgin well into my 20s because I, meant what I said when I was 15. He just knew that I was there in that moment, right then, allowing him to be closer to me than we had ever been. And that's what prompted him to ask me what he asked me. And how can I be wrong? But I did. How can I not be wrong? How can I feel a way when I put myself in that position? So yeah, like, you have to mean what you say. You have to think about what every action you are about to, make. Think about what it's communicating. Like I always say, your actions also communicate. Whatever your words aren't, your actions are communicating. And the things that we choose to do show people how serious we are or not. It was something else that I wanted to say, but I think I lost it. But we got to think ahead. We have to think ahead, and you know, it can be daunting, you know, as you try to uphold the standards of God while dating, but it's something that we must do. It's something that we have to do if we want to, you know, honor God, and keep ourselves in the will of God as it pertains to dating and things like that. We have to think ahead, because who knows, that could have led to sexual assault. That could have led to, you know, whatever. You just never know what people are thinking, what people are about. And it was too soon for me to even be in a situation like that. Now, please believe, after he asked me to take it a step further, I took my behind home. I have to go. I have to leave. I'm no longer interested in being here. And that was like the last time that I fucked him. And it wasn't because I wanted it to be the last time that we spoke, but I guess he really saw that I was not playing about what I said. And so, and that's another thing. Like I said, a dude will, in the previous video, dudes will say, oh yeah, I'm cool with not having sex until marriage all day, because they trying to get in there, wear you down, see, you know, if they can get you to abandon your morals, your values, your standard. But when they see that, when he saw that I was serious about what I said, he was gone. So be watchful of that. Be watchful of that. Be watchful of lip service and individuals just saying what they think you want to hear in order to be around you more, to get you to let your guard down. So yeah, you just never know what things like that, situations like that can lead to. And so you want to protect yourself. In addition to honoring God, you want to protect yourself, because you don't know what kind of self-control this person has, or what kind of secret life they may be living. And I ain't trying to spook nobody out, or, you know, put fear in anyone, because, you know, God is not the author of the spirit of fear. However, we do have to protect ourselves and be watchful of what we do. Leave nothing to be interpreted. Communicate effectively. Don't be scared to say something that might make you look like a square or a prude or whatever the case may be. You gotta speak up for yourself, because that's how a lot of women, and this is going completely and this is not funny, but that's how a lot of women end up having trains ran on them, because they over there spending time with, I just saw a video on TikTok, this young lady, she was saying like she was over at a guy's house or somewhere spending time with him because she liked him, and they end up having intercourse, and out of nowhere, in comes his friends waiting for their turn. And she's just so much in like of this boy that she thought, well, hey, this is what I have to do in order to get him to like me, or something like that. I don't know if I have the story completely correct, but something of that nature. Like, you don't want to seem like you're not down or not cool with it, and you just like this boy so much. And she was a kid, like, you know, who knows where her emotions were and her mind was. Who even has a conversation like that with their child? You know, she more than likely wasn't. I mean, she said that she wasn't prepared for the situation at all. So yeah, like, you gotta say what needs to be said, so that you are not being taken advantage of, or not putting yourself in harm's way. We have to learn how to speak up for ourselves, advocate for ourselves, and not care about the consequences behind it. In point blank period. I don't care who don't, and it's easier, said than done. As we get older, we get this gusto about us. But we gotta instill that in our children as well. Say what needs to be said with it, when of course respectfully, but say what needs to be said, and who cares as long as you are adhering to your morals, your values, your standard. Say what needs to be said, and I don't care what nobody got to say about it. Point blank, period. So yeah, intentions. I put down intentions mean so little in that situation. My intent was just to chill and kick it and enjoy a night out, but that meant nothing. Like when it boiled down to it, that meant nothing to him because he didn't know that. Because my actions weren't really saying that. I didn't keep a respectable. First of all, I was there past the time I should have been. For me myself, I was there past the time that I shouldn't have been. What else did I do wrong? I was not. It was not a amount of space in between us that communicated. Yeah, she not with the touchy feely stuff. The place that we were watching the movie in his bed, like that's wrong. That communicated something else. It's just things like that. What can I do to ensure my safety? What can I do to ensure that what I said is what I mean? And so yeah, hopefully, you can take something away from this video. And if you take anything away from this video, I hope that it is you protect yourself, advocate for yourself, and make wise decisions. Despite what is cool, despite what is popular, despite what feels good in the moment, or makes you feel like you're, out here and living your best life and, having fun. Despite all of that, you got to protect yourself and you have to align. It's just like being a Christian. We can't proclaim the name of Christ and we out here doing things that show that we are a son of Satan. We can't do that. We gotta, if we say we love the Lord, then there are certain things that he says in his word that come along with, loving him and being his. And the same thing with dating. If I'm going in saying, hey, I don't do this, that's not really for me, and I don't like that, then okay, what are you doing? Get your plan out, get your paper out, write down what you ain't cool with, what you aren't, things that you don't feel like you should be participating in, things that God is telling you that you shouldn't participate in, and write down things that you can do to prevent, those things from happening, or to prevent being in a sticky situation that would have you compromising what you said you aren't doing.